Today we're going to be setting up the belt spacing for a P85 style flyweight primary clutch with a new belt. First step will be to disassemble the cap assembly. And before we do that, we want to note any alignment marks before we take it apart. Most of these do have a stamp mark on all pieces, but I like to take a paint marker and match the mating halves so they don't get out of spec for balance purposes. Move the spring, and for this one we've got a special holder that holds it by the back of the fins. Some of these pieces will have Loctite, so if there is Loctite, it's best to preheat these with a butane torch. Don't have to lift it completely off, just high enough to where we can add some shims underneath. I add 2 shims. This is a little bit of trial and error, but what we're trying to accomplish is about 25 to 30 thousandths side clearance once we added our shims underneath the spider. Snug it up again. I've added about 70 thousandths worth of shim yet, and as you can see, I'm still too tight in here. We should be able to slide this 30 thousandths shim in from the side. So we'll have to disassemble it one more time and add some more shim. With our last shim now, we should be able to slide this right down to the bottom. That gives us our about 30 thousandths clearance. I'm going to break it apart one more time now that we got the proper shim stack in there, and we'll Loctite the spider and everything back together. Use a little bit of Loctite primer first on the threads. Let that stuff sit for about 2 minutes. Now we're just going to apply some green Loctite. This is Loctite 680 around our threads here before we reassemble. After we've got everything snugged up, you just want to make sure that we don't have any Loctite on any bearing surfaces underneath. So just take some parts cleaner, just clean around your bearing surfaces quick. Assemble. One last piece for this customer is where you have to actually adjust the mass weights that are inside of it. So it's just a 1/8 inch Allen wrench and a 3/8 nut. Slide out the shoulder bolt. repeat the same step for the next 2 weights. Reassembling, just make sure that all of your alignment marks, this particular one, like I said, did have an X. Top of this have an X. Underneath, beside the movable, has an X as well, but it is good if they don't have it to make sure your paint marks are lined up. I usually just go back and tighten them by hand so we don't strip them out. That's it.